All right, we're good? Okay. Go and do the starting lineups? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Reese Stadium on the campus of Yale University for tonight's NPSL North Atlantic Conference matchup between the New York Shockers and your New Haven United FC. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Shockers, in goal, number 1, Ryan Henning. In the field, number 3, Antonio Linge. Number 5, Alejandro Perez Jorda. Number 6, Kyle McFarland. Number 7, Yusuf Okine. Number 8, Elias Ellen. Number 9, Brandon DaCosta. Number 10, Dylan Maxon. Number 12, Thomas Sams. Number 23, Seth Scarano. And number 24, Brian Drysdale. And now, here's the starters for New Haven United. In goal, number 1, Alex Henrich. In the field, number 3, Renford Morgan. Number 6, Alexi Armis. Number 10, Guy Mera. Number 11, Seydou Shamsuddin. Number 17, Mo Kane. Number 21, Tyrone Malongo. Number 23, Preston Alessio. Number 24, Alex Brown. Number 25, Aguinaldo Germano. And last but not least, number 27, Alexander Hochschild. Fans, if you are able, please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound like it. We can connect the mic and just play it into the mic. I'm not very good, We can hear this? They can actually hear it. That's great. No worries, man. We got technology. It's all good. Might go whenever? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here at Reese Stadium on the campus of Yale University. I'm Calvin DeLude, getting set to bring you a great matchup of North Atlantic Conference soccer between the New Haven United FC and the New York Shockers. And these are two teams with very different experiences. The New York Shockers coming off of a very successful season last year. They went 8-1-1, secured the title, 5-4 on penalties over Hartford City after going 1-1 in the match, and then defeated Westchester United 3-2 on the road in the East Region semifinals. A huge upset for this team before falling to FC Motown in the East Region final. The team has been around since the start of the 2021 season, the second longest active team in the conference. So quite the difference between New Haven United and their inaugural season here today. But we're getting set for a great matchup here for you folks. A bit of a confusing day weather-wise. It's been raining, it's been sunny. We've seen some rainbows, we've seen some clouds. But at the end of the day, there's going to be a match no matter what, and we're here to bring it to you. Thanks for joining us here today. So as the Shockers bring their way out into the field, rocking their yellow jerseys. New Haven wearing the white. Should be a great matchup for you folks today. Thanks for joining us once again. I'm Calvin DeLute. We are getting set to go here at Reese Stadium. Time is currently 7:03, so 3 minutes late for the initial kickoff. The Shockers take their time in the huddle. New Haven all ready to go. And we'll start with our starting lineups for these squads. Right after the kickoff, we'll get that too. New Haven United with the opening kickoff. Just some confusing showers off and on, but right in the heart of New Haven at the Yale campus. Absolutely lovely area and a great day for a soccer match. And here we go. The initial kickoff, and we are underway here at Reese Stadium. New Haven going to take it back to their own offensive side. This is the far side of the field. Flat pass up to his man, and a good pass there, but broken up by the Shockers, and now they'll go on the attack. And a quick steal right back for New Haven. They'll get some pressure in New York zone. They'll get it back to his goalie, Henning. Now quickly we'll go through your starting lineups for these two squads. In net for the Shockers is Ryan Henning, as you see a steal there for New Haven. Down the field, Antonio Lynch, Alejandro Perez, Jorda. Good pass there across the field to the captain. Shot attempt there, and he airmails it over the net. Getting back to the lineup, number 6, Kyle McFarland. Number 7, Yusuf Okan. Number 8, Elias Ellen. Number 9, Brandon DaCosta. Number 10, Dylan Maxon. Number 12, Thomas Sams. Number 23, Seth Scorano. And number 24, Byron Drysdale. And that's your lineup for the visiting New York Shockers. And getting set for his first goal kick of the game. Just over a minute in. Running up deep, Henning with the kick. It's going to die down just short of midfield. Shockers with it, and a good pass up the field. And a nice defensive play, and it's going to be booted out of bounds by the goalie, Henrich. Now the starting lineup for the New Haven United. In net, we have Alex Henrich. And in the field, number 3, Renford Morgan. Number 6, Alexi Armas. Number 10, Guy Mera. Number 11, Seydou Shamsuddin. A throw in here for the Shockers. A good one. High arch in the middle of the field, headed by the New Haven defender. Still playing around with it up in the air. 3 heads in a row, trying to make it 4, and now he's going to be booted all the way down the field. A nice play there by number 21, Tyrone Malongo. And now New Haven on the attack on offense. Start outside, hits it in. Man down the field, and they're going to call that one offsides. It was number 11, Seydou Shamsuddin. Just got a little too greedy there. But a good look. And a nice play there from Tyrone Malongo, the captain of this team. Solid defender for this squad, who had a good game last home match. New Haven United FC coming off of their first loss of the season after starting 2-0. A 3-1 loss to Hartford City, who they played in their inaugural home opener. It was booted out of bounds off a New Haven United player. So the Shockers will have the second throw-in of the game. In the feet of a United player. Now it's going to roll out of bounds. A little physical there, but it's going to go back in the direction of the Shockers for another throw-in. Runs it up down the field. A good look there, and then immediately booted out of bounds and into the stands. So New York just working their way down the field slowly but surely with just throw-ins. And now a good kick there to reverse field. He's going to go to Malongo, a heading attempt there. He sticks with it, now bring it down the field. Malongo stops, turns, and will hit it back to his man on the defensive side. Trying to get it towards the center of the field. We'll hit it back to center. Up the field for his man, Shamsuddin, and then back outside. New Haven being patient with it. A nice stop and go there. Trying to pass it towards the middle of the field, but it's broken up and stolen by Kyle McFarland. And now the Shockers will just boom it down the field and kicked into touch and off the scoreboard by New Haven United. So it's going to go back to the Shockers. Yet another throw-in on that far side. 4 minutes into the match. Not a lot of action yet. Mostly neutral zone play, as it'll be hit for Thomas Sams on the right side, and now taking his time with it is Perez Jorda. And the Shockers just really being patient with the ball here. This is to the outside, up the field for Colin McFarland. McFarland with a send-in through the middle and headed away by the defender Agnaldo Germano. Finds his man Malongo. And now New Haven right back on the attack. Has a man in the middle looking to the outside. Taking his time with it. Outside to Preston Alessio. Alessio shot blocked by number 12, Thomas Sams. Hits it all the way up into the air. And we'll go back to Shocker possession if they're able to keep it in bounds. Mo Kane arguing that it should be New Haven ball. And I think the officials are going to say a throw-in for the Shockers. So yet another throw-in for New York. New Haven yet to have one in this game. Over 5 minutes in. And already a lot of physical play here. A lot of grabbing and holding, especially on these throw-ins. So we'll go back to New Haven possession in their own defensive zone. It's all the way back. Henrich boots it up the field, but it's quickly taken away by New York. And now offensive opportunity for them. Good through ball there up the middle. But New Haven with a nice steal. And now he takes it down the field. That was Alessio on the takeaway. And now Shamsuddin working with it in the middle of the field. McFarland. Far side. Takes his time with it, hits it back to Ellen. And they're going to decide to go past midfield all the way back to their own goalie, Henrich. You know, this New York squad having a disappointing start to their season, an 0-1-2 start, only 1 goal scored on the year, and a 1-1 tie. And quite a difference from the season that they had last year. An 8-1-1 finish is a nice pass up the field to Guy Mera. Mera working with it in the corner. Mera heading in. Shot attempt with the left foot, and it sails over the net and out of bounds. So Henning, a few stressful moments for him with a few offensive opportunities by New Haven, but still yet to have a solid shot on net. That's going to be his second goal kick of the game. The last one was sailed just short of midfield. We'll see if they try and do something shorter here. Nope. Hits it outside, looking for Thomas Sams. Sams with a heading attempt. It's going to go out of bounds. It was off Preston Alessio, however. And so the Shockers will get another throw-in. The officials will blow the play dead for a moment. And now we're good to go. Sams with a high throw-in. Good defensive play there by New Haven. And now Alessio steals it for a second to go right back to the Shockers. In the corner with it, and it's going to go out of bounds. Whose foot was it off of? It was off of a Shocker. It might have been off of Malongo's. There was a bit of confusion for a second. But ultimately the officials decide. And now New Haven United. Their first throw of the game. Malongo with a deep one. Off the head of Thomas Sams. Fighting for it up in the air, and there's been a lot of just balls in the air. Really people heading for it, trying to get possession through that method. But that one's going to roll out of bounds and be another New Haven throw-in. Malongo once again with it. The captain of this squad. Deep throw there off the head of Shamsuddin, and it's going to go back to Shocker possession in their own defensive zone. Hits it towards the middle, rushed there for a second by Kane. And they'll hit it back to Henning. Henning taking his time with it. Sees a lane, looking for his man on the outside. And a good job there to keep it in bounds, the left winger. That's number 10, Dylan Maxson. New Haven with some good pressure here. It'll go back to Henning. And now Henning will boot it opposite field, near side to Maxson. That's Thomas Sams. And now looking for a through ball all the way down the field to his winger. That's Maxson with it. Maxson with a centering pass, and he sails it a little more than I think he meant to. Into touch. And that is going to be the first goal kick for New Haven United. And so some pretty good pressure from both squads here as we're nearing the first 10 minutes of this match. I think definitely New Haven playing very aggressive coming out. But you're trying to see their first win on the year, trying to turn this season around. Only a 10-game season and 3 games in yet to get a win. While New Haven United trying to get back into the win column after dropping their last match 3-1 at Hartford City. Controlling the midfield, some good forward there, and now a through pass all the way down the field, and that's going to be another offsides from Shamsuddin. And he's just being a little too impatient there at the line. Far ahead of the last defender. They're going to call that offsides for the second time today on him. Now Sams broken up for a moment, and now back to Malongo. Malongo centering pass in the middle of the field, broken up, stolen by the Shockers. And now it's going to be kicked all the way out of bounds, and I think that's going to be a corner kick for New York. It looks like Elias Ellen will be taking the corner kick for New York. A big opportunity here to get on the board early. In the 11th minute, nearing the 12th minute of this match. Here's his kick in front of the net. Heading attempt, and it's in! A beautiful pass-in goal for the Shockers. And they get up 1-0 in the 12th minute of this match. Still trying to see the number on the back of that jersey. Can't quite see who it was. You know, a beautiful opportunity there, and they took advantage of it. The first corner kick on the day for both teams. And it was number 6, Kyle McFarland on the goal for the New York Shockers. They go up 1-0 early here at New Haven. And a great heading effort there by McFarland in front of the net. Not much you can do on that. You can't defend the perfect pass, and that really was the perfect pass, the perfect corner kick, and McFarland netted it in the back of the net. Shockers up 1-0 early, and now right back on the attack with New Haven with a steal. Playing with a little bit of aggression now. Alessio lost it for a moment. It's going to go back to New York possession in their own defensive zone. And that was just the second goal scored on the season of the first 3 and now 4th game of the year for the New York Shocker squad. Good through ball there up the middle. Shot attempt blocked for a moment. Finds his man on the opposite side. That's Sams. Sams heading in looking for a good pass opportunity and just kind of sent that one into touch and behind the net. So it's going to be a goal kick for Alex Henrich. And a note worth mentioning, Henrich started their last matchup but let in 2 goals in the first half in their 3-1 loss. And Young came in the second half for relief. And now, after a rough going last game where you got pulled in the second half, letting in a goal in the first 15 minutes, got to make sure your keeper's staying right in his head, and because he played outstanding in the first 2 matches they had this year. And a good pass up the middle. Shockers with it now on the far side. We're in the 14th minute of this match. New York leading 1-0 as Sams controls it. Trying to work towards the middle of the field. And now has a man on the far side. Takes his time, and a good block there by the New Haven defender. Goes right back to the Shockers. And a nice play there by Antonio Lynch. Haven trying to stay in front of the Shocker defenders, but a good opportunity here. Pass in front of the net and broken up. A great defensive play, and the Shockers calling for a handball there, I believe. But it's going to go into touch past the net. And now another corner kick to the New York Shockers. Their last one was netted in the back of the net by Kyle McFarland. Elias Ellen was the one taking the corner kick. And now another opportunity here, trying to go 2 for 2 on these corner kicks on the day. Here it is, pass in front of the net, up for grabs, and I think Henrich has covered it. The official will blow the play dead. Henrich got a hand on it. Shockers might not be too happy with that call. They had a good opportunity there. And now a bit of confusion on the field, Henning with it. And I think they're going to call for a free kick. Maybe it went out of bounds. I think that's what they're going to say here. So a goal kick for Henrich. Finds his defender, reverses field to the opposite side. Has his man on the wing. The Haven United trying to get past midfield. They came out aggressive with a few good scoring opportunities, spoiled by offsides calls from Shamsuddin. And then these past 2 minutes have just been all Shockers ball in the offensive zone, and a steal here for them. That was Yusuf Okan on the steal, but now right back to New Haven. Good through ball there. This time Shamsuddin, and he's going to be called offsides once again. That is the third time today Shamsuddin's just gotten a little too ahead of himself and get called for an offsides on a golden pass. And you can hear it. You can hear some coaches on the sidelines just saying too many times now. It's been 3 times the first 16 minutes of the match. He's been there. Shocker sitting on his behind, couldn't play the ball. Now it's going to trickle out of bounds. A New York Shocker throw-in. Taking it, going to head all the way back to his goalie, Henning. Henning on the outside and just didn't get a good foot on that pass. Good opportunity here, throw-in. Has his man, I think it was off the Shocker defender. It was off Lynch. Fell out of bounds. He's arguing that it was off of number 17, Mo Kane. And now New Haven with a corner kick of their own. Their first one on the day, and this is crucial. Trying to tie this game up in the 18th minute. Trailing 1-0. The only goal of the game coming off of a corner kick from Ellis to McFarland. Here's the boot from New Haven United. I don't think he got enough air on that one, or as much as he wanted to, as the Shockers were able to get in front of that one with ease. Let's go back to Henning. A bit of a miss kick there by the New York defender, and Henning had to make a diving play to keep that one from trickling into the net. He's just going to throw it to his defender on the far side of the field. Now New York going back on the attack. Hits it back to his man, and now all the way back to the keeper. Good pass in the middle, stolen there for New Haven, and then quickly regained possession is New York back on the attack. Okan with a bit of a razzle-dazzle 360 spin there. Some good footwork here for the Shockers. McFarland boots it all the way to the opposite side of the field to his wing. Looks like Dylan Maxson with it. Has a man trickling in as Byron Drysdale, excuse me. And now it's going to roll out of bounds. Yet to see a call from the officials. I'm not sure what they're ruling this. I believe it's going to be a throw-in. Another corner kick for the Shockers. So their third corner kick of the game, their 50% success rate. Here's the boot in front of the net, headed away by New Haven. But quickly back to the Shockers, in with the shot and a nice save by Henrich. Dylan Maxson came in with a golden lane, a flat shot, and Henry's able to dive on top of that one to make the save. His best one of the night by far, and now a bit of a collision in the middle of the field, and there's going to be a call. Malongo, the captain, quickly in there. As currently Guy Mera down on the field. Reaching at his ankles out, shot in front of the net, save! What a save there by Henning. New Haven trying to get back on the attack. No call there. Pass across. Here's the shot from Preston. Left-hand shot, saved by Henning again. Preston Alessio with a great opportunity there, but Henning with two impressive saves back-to-back. And New York with possession once again. And New York starting the season 0-1-2, but have yet to allow more than one goal in a game, and a big reason for that is the impressive play by Ryan Henning in goal. And a bit of vulgar language there on the New Haven sideline. Hope he didn't catch that. As Mo Kane with an opportunity here, well played defensively, able to stay in bounds somehow. It looks like Shamsuddin absolutely just laid that man out. So it was Mo Kane on the far side. Got a bit too physical there, so a free kick for the Shockers. And we're seeing a lot of aggression from both sides of the ball, and New Haven in their first three games has not shied away from the competition and the physicality in these matches. And Henning, a mispass there, just went right over the head of Sams. And so now a good pass in, quickly stolen back for Shocker possession, as Yusuf Okan will go to work on offense. Okan hits it back to Thomas Sams, and now all the way back on defense and back to Henning. New York does a really good job of that. If they don't see a golden opportunity, they'll hit it back to their defense. I say that as New Haven with a nice steal on the far side, trying to head in with a shot trickled off the defender's foot and out of bounds. A block shot there by Antonio Lynch. A good opportunity there from Mo Kane. And that's going to result in a corner kick for New Haven United. As we mentioned a few times so far this stream, the only goal on the night in the first 22 minutes of this match coming from a corner kick. The first corner kick of the game the Shockers were able to get. This one from New Haven. Didn't get enough air on that one. Knocked out of bounds once again by Lynch. And they're just going to redo the kick. In both corner kicks we've seen from this New Haven squad, just not enough air on these balls. Easily able to be blocked. This one, some good height on that one. Heading attempt in front of the net, hits the post! A diving effort on offense there by Shamsuddin. Wasn't able to get it in as it hit off the left post. And you know Ryan Henning is thanking his lucky stars for that lucky bounce. And off the face of Malongo, it's going to go back to New Haven. Germano taking a brutal blow as he was knocked over there, and a bit of frustration with the official. Not happy with that. Maybe asking for a yellow card there. Not quite sure what we're seeing. So now a free kick for New Haven, as Alexi Armas looking to take the kick. Sends it up the middle, heading effort in front of the net, and it's going to go into touch. The line judge calls that one a goal kick off of one of the offensemen for New Haven. And New York will go back to work. Over the halfway point of the first half, New York leading 1-0. Off a beautiful goal, heading in front of the net, Kyle McFarland off the corner kick. Ryan Henning. His goal kick there booted all the way down the field. New York had it for a moment, but it's going to go back to New Haven possession. quickly pressured by the Shockers, but he's able to stick with it. Falls down. New Haven still with the ball. He's got Alessio, and now Shamsuddin looking for it, but the Shockers going to go back on the attack. All the way down the field for his offenseman, Yusuf Okan. And in comes the captain, Tyrone Malongo. A beautiful sliding effort to get it out of bounds. And New York is going to get a throw-in. And the throw-ins have been going well for New York. A few golden opportunities. And they've had a surplus of them so far this game. New Haven struggling to keep it in bounds and off their feet. So Thomas Sams with a high throw to the middle of the field. Shamsuddin with it. Takes his time and hits it back to number 27, Hawschild. New Haven loses it. And now the Shockers defenseman will control that midfield. We're in the 26th minute of this match. New Haven with a few opportunities, but haven't been able to get one between the posts. As New York leads 1-0. Here's Sams on the near side. Good look there up the field. That's Okine. Okine with a left foot pass blocked in front of the net by the New Haven defenseman. And now cleared Alessio. Able to keep it in bounds and now into touch off of a Shocker player. And New Haven United will get a moment to breathe here after a good offense possession from New York. Throwing just a bit too much. Malongo, bit of frustration there with his midfield. As it goes past everyone and back to Shocker possession, they control the midfield. Seth Scarano finds his man in the middle. And now a steal here for New Haven. It's Guy Mera with it. Leads his man on the outside, Mo Kane. Kane in, shot, sends it over the net. So a great play there by Guy Mera. Finds his man Mo Kane on the outside, just put a little too much on that shot. Sent it over the goal. And now another goal kick for Ryan Henning. Wide open man up the middle. Now the Shockers. Good through ball there all the way up the middle. Henrich trying to get in front of it, was able to for a moment. Shockers maintain possession. Okine. Back to the outside of the field. Far side, slowly trying to work their way in, and New York showing their patience. Quick steal here. That's Guy Mera once again intercepting the pass, and he's just been all over that tonight. It's number 10 on number 10. We've seen a lot. Guy Mera against number 10, Dylan Maxson for the Shockers. And I'd argue that Mera is winning that matchup, though Maxson had a beautiful shot earlier and a diving save by Henrich in net for New Haven. The score remains 1-0 New Haven with a lot of offensive opportunities in the first 10 minutes, but haven't been able to sustain consistent pressure after the first goal allowed. It's a touch off a New Haven player. It's going to go back to the Shockers. A throw in here from Seth Scarano. Reverses Fields, has his wing on the outside. Sams quickly closed in by Malongo, and some aggressive defense from Alexander Hawschild. Out of bounds, a goal kick, and that really was an incredible play by Alexander Hawschild, showing his physicality there. Trying to go power on power, and Hawschild wins. And he's the one that's going to receive the goal kick. Back to Henrich. Now to the opposite side. They've been working on the far side of the field, trying to hit it towards the center now. And a nice move there. Some good passing here from New Haven United. Able to sustain possession for a good amount of time now, really the longest we've seen in this half. I think what New York is doing, showing that they're really good at in this match, is their patience and looking for the golden opportunity as it's knocked out of bounds by the Shocker defender. It's going to be a throw-in from Malongo. But New Haven's showing their patience there. A deep throw for Preston Alessio. Alessio falls down for a second, stays up on his feet, working with it 2-on-1. He needs some help. And now a call. Yeah, they're going to call that one on Alejandro Perez Jordan, number 5. So a good opportunity here for New Haven. They will get a free kick, and the last time they had one of those, a good pass in front of the net led to a scoring opportunity that just hit off the post on a diving effort from Shamsuddin. Alexi Armas going to be the one taking the free kick. The Shockers with 2 blockers, forming a wall, trying to block this kick. Sent in front of the net, and it's going to go right to Henning. A nice heads-up play there from Ryan Henning, and he's been having a stellar night so far. As we're nearing the last 15 minutes of the half. Beautiful pass down the field, opportunity for New York. And we might be seeing our first card of the game. Yes, we will. Preston Alessio, I believe, is receiving the first card we're seeing today. A yellow card for him. And so now New York, with a golden opportunity, almost as golden as their jerseys, trying to net their second goal of the game. Both teams taking their time with it. New Haven forming a wall in front of the net. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a man lying down behind them. So this is a direct kick for New York. We'll see if this strategy pays off for New Haven. Not sure who's going to be taking the kick yet for the Shockers, trying to figure that out right now. I think they're trying to figure it out right now, too. A lefty and a righty lined up. We'll see who ends up actually taking the kick. Here's the free kick and a great diving save by Henrich. It was number 10, Dylan Maxson, with a direct kick opportunity. Back is Mo Kane. Kane able to stick with it. And it's going to be booted out of bounds by the Shockers. So a throw in here for New Haven, but really want to highlight the impressive save by the goalkeeper, Alex Henrich, who had a dive for that one, directed through traffic, able to find it. And now another opportunity here for Kane. Kane, centering pass, blocked initially. And it's going to go off the foot of Guy Mera. So a big save there from Henrich. New Haven goes right back on the attack, trying to get a shot on net, but blocked. A good defensive effort. And it trickles out of bounds, a goal kick in there. Shockers back with possession. Some good pressure. And now a steal here for New Haven initially. And the Shockers are going to get right back. Malongo with a heading attempt. Oops, that one through the air. Preston Alessio with it. Back to Malongo, quickly stolen by the Shockers. And it's going to go back to New Haven possession. Alexi Armas had it for a moment. They're going to kick it all the way back to their defense as Germano controls it. Hits it back to Henrich. New Haven just looking for the open man as they reverse fields here. To the far side, that was Alex Brown with it for a moment. Kane working his way in, has a man, was looking for Alex Brown there, just led it a bit too far. New York able to get it for a moment. Now I believe we are going to see another goal kick. It's going to be the third corner kick. It's going to be the third corner kick of the night for New Haven United, as they trail 1-0 in the 35th minute of this match. A beautiful opportunity to tie it up here. Finds his man in the middle. Sends it in front of that heading effort and just hit it a bit too far right, but a good chance there. It's going to be hit into touch by the Shockers. A throw-in opportunity for New Haven. Initially looked like he was going to throw it in quick, but will now take his time with it. And they hit Alexi Armis in the middle of the field on that corner kick, and a good opportunity, just wasn't able to get a solid attempt in front of the net, as Alessio had it for a moment. Shockers working their way up the field. It's going to be off the Shocker player. That's number 6, Kyle McFarland, the only goal scorer tonight who hits that one out of bounds. A little bit of a shove from Sams. A few of the fans here asking for a call. They will not get one, so a throw-in for the Shockers can go all the way down to the offensive zone for New York. The Shockers based out of Albany with a 0-1-2 record to start this season. New Haven right back on possession after a call. New Haven back on the attack. Good look to the outside as Malongo works his way in. Centering for Preston Alessio. And he had an open Guy Mera, but I think he was offside, so just let that one trickle through. It goes into touch. And yet another goal kick for the New York Shockers. So the inaugural season for New Haven United FC started off the season 2-0. And won their home opening match here at Reese Stadium against Hartford City, who they dropped their last game to 3-1. So they split the season series 1 apiece, as that one is headed out of bounds by Malongo. Both teams really with something to prove, and a big difference in the experience of these two squads, as I've mentioned earlier in the broadcast. New York, one of the most successful teams in the entire league last year. And now a big opportunity for them here as Dylan Maxson shot blocked. A sliding Alex Brown able to get his legs out in front of that one. The Shockers stick with it. Some good footwork here, trying to find a lane, but he's just going to hit it back to his midfielders there. Centering pass from Sam's blocked by Tyrone Malongo, and he is no stranger to taking a few hits for the team. As a shot there from, I believe that was Yusuf Okine. Not so sure that wasn't off of a New Haven player, but the officials are going to say a goal kick for New Haven United. As I was saying, Tyrone Malongo, no stranger to taking a few hits. He took one to the face in the first 15 minutes of the match. It took a hard shot there, but there's a reason he's the captain of this squad. Brand new team. A bunch of players just still trying to get into a rhythm and get familiar with each other's play styles. As here's a good carry here from the defender. Number 27, Hochschild. Loses possession, New York back with it. Hits it back to their defenders, looking for someone to go with it. They're going to look to go back to Henning. Henning will now bring it near side to his defender, Alejandro Perez Jorda. Sends it all the way down the field for an open man. New Haven gets it away for a moment. We have a second to breathe, but now right back on the attack is the Shockers. Trying to lead his wing, Thomas Sams just put a little too much oomph on that one. And Malongo back with it. As Guy Mera. Mera loses it for a moment and takes a big shove to the back. Trickles out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for New Haven United. We're nearing the end of the first half here. Pretty even play in the first 10 minutes, but New York with a lot of golden opportunities and consistent offensive pressure, knocking in a goal in their first corner kick of the day. We're just able to sustain that pressure for next, say, 10, 12 minutes of the match. These two players in the middle of the field trip over each other, asking for a call. I think that's a good no call there by the officials. Zokine with a steal. But since New York was able to sustain a lot of pressure, New Haven getting a little bit of their own with, I think they've had the best opportunities on the day offensively, but New York, the only ones able to capitalize so far. A heading goal in front of the net by McFarland. As there's a call in the middle of the field there, so the Shockers back on the attack. Okine with it. Finds his man looking to lead Okine again, but he tripped and fell over, asking for a call. But I think the turf monster got him there. New Haven controlling it in their defensive zone. In the 41st minute. Just taking what New York is giving them, slowly working their way up the field, and they've done it a few times today, just being very patient. As that one is knocked out of bounds by Byron Drysdale. New Haven with a throw in here. Deep down the field, looking for Alex Brown, and it rolls out of bounds. It's going to stick with New Haven. Alex Brown's throwing, looking for Alessio. But just too much traffic in the middle of the field. Shockers with a steal. And now they'll go back to work as there's an injured player on the far side for the Shockers, but he gets right back up. Might have just been looking for a call there, as Okine works with it. Deflected pass for the Shockers. They keep possession off the back of a New Haven defender. Now Henrich scoops it up, gets it, rolls it for his man who wasn't looking. Alexi Armish was not ready for that pass, so Guy Mer able to hit it back in the midfield. Number 24, Alex Brown. New Haven really just trying to get past this wall. Defenders for New York just unable to. They've had some great defense, and defense has not been their problem yet this season. It really has been offense, as Henrich comes way out there, and a good defensive play to get it out of bounds. He was going to try and get in front of that one, and just I think really didn't realize how fast Seth Scarano was. So a bit of an oh-shoot moment for a moment for New Haven, and Alex Henrich, but able to get it out of bounds, get back in net. A throw in here as Scarano a little banged up after that interaction. An injured player in the middle of the field for New Haven. I believe that's number 3, Renford Morgan. I think he might be heading out of the game. Walking with the trainer. I know he is heading to the sideline, so. Oh, sorry, we've been mistaken. He's just heading to maybe get a sip of water. I think he might just be heading right back in. Still on the sideline. So a throw in here for the Shockers, sending it towards the middle of the field, and a good opportunity for New Haven. Scoops it up. Alessio bringing it down. Kane with a diving effort. Can't get it, but it goes back to Alex Brown. Alessio back on his feet. Aggressive defense. It's anywhere close, but Malongo on the near side, left open. Malongo with a centering pass in front of the net. Kane with it for a moment, trying to turn it around and get a scoring opportunity. Malongo back on the outside. Malongo left foot pass in front of the net. Alessio had it for a moment, heading effort. Kane with it, loses it, and now Guy Mera Merrill with a right foot shot, deflected by a Shocker defender. Diving save by Henning. I think there's going to be a call in the middle of the field, though. But a good effort there by Ryan Henning. And he's finally going to scoop that one up. So a big opportunity there for New Haven, one of the best they've seen so far in this game. As we're nearing the end of the first half in the 45th minute now. We're going to have some added stoppage time. Heading effort in the middle of the field. New York with it for a moment, but a good play by Alessio. But Sam Sudin got in front of that one. So now New York back with possession. Working their way up the field. Back to Kyle McFarland. McFarland all the way to the opposite side for Sams. And Tyrone Malongo with a good effort there, staying in front of that one so Sams can have a good shot. That's going to result in it rolling out of bounds. And another goal kick for Alex Henrich. And you can just see so clearly, especially in these past few minutes, why Tyrone Malongo is the captain for this New Haven squad. We've just seen beautiful effort from him all night, especially on that play, and a really smart play, too. Not touching the ball, but staying in front of it if Sams did elect to kick it, and not touching it, so if it rolls out of bounds, it'll be New Haven possession. That's exactly what happened. So now New Haven with the ball. Looks like Morgan back in the game now. As he boots it up the field. Mo Kane. Outside for Preston Alessio. Alessio working his way in. Left foot pass to Shamsuddin. To Malongo for a moment, right back to Shamsuddin. As they're slowly running out of time in this half. Good pass to Alessio. Alessio with a nice boot. Working his way in the middle of the field. It's going to go back to the Shockers. The officials will blow the play dead. And that is the first half, folk. New York Shockers lead 1-0. Kyle McFarland, the lone goal in this half off a corner kick from Elias Ellen. And we've really seen 50-50 play for the most part. New York just able to sustain consistent pressure more. But New Haven, I'd argue, has had the better opportunities in that first half. Really a back and forth. Still anyone's game. We're going to take a quick break. 15 minutes until second half action. New York Shockers lead New Haven United FC 1-0 after 1. and gentlemen, welcome back to New Haven United Football Club. New York Shockers with the lone goal in the first half of this matchup between New York and New Haven, as it was McFarland netting the only goal we've seen so far this game off a corner kick in the first 15 minutes of the match. New Haven starting to get some pressure towards the end of that one, but New York definitely controlling the majority of this game as they get the opening kickoff, sends it all the way down the field to start. It looks like there's going to be a goalie change for New Haven United. It's Konstantin Young now in between the posts for New Haven United. And very quickly, New Haven trying to put some pressure there. A call in the middle of the field. I think it's going to be a free kick. No card drawn. It looks like Yusuf Okan just got a bit too physical there in the neutral zone of the field. So Konstantin Young has only played one half so far this season, came in for relief for Alex Henrich in the last matchup where they lost 3-1. He let in only one goal in 45 minutes of play. And Henrich really didn't have a bad half, so my guess is they're really just trying to get some more playing time for him. As here's Preston Alessio on the far side of the field, trying to slowly work his way in. We have a few substitutions, actually, as Ryder Mills is now in the game for New Haven United, and just a bit offsides there. Also, Lucas Almeida in the game now at the right wing position. It looks like he'll be substituting Shamsuddin, who had a rough first half. 3 offsides calls on him in the first 15 minutes of play. So an unfortunate game for Shamsuddin. Looks like his night might be done. And now we will see how Lucas Almeida can do in his place. As Preston Elios, heading in with a full head of steam, runs into 2 Shocker defenders and really just able to shrug that one off for the most part, but visibly shaken up just a tad. That was a hard collision to watch on my end. Now Malongo, the captain. Tyrone Malongo. Left foot pass in front of the net. Opportunity there for Mo Kane. Just can't get a foot on it, and the Shockers back with possession for a moment, but a steal here in the neutral zone of the field. Near side for Almeida. Almeida centering pass in front of the net, deflected by a Shocker defender, Preston. Looking to recenter it after he got kicked a bit too far. And now officials will blow the play dead. And it looks like a guy just lost his shoe. So now Ryan Henning will kick it to his defenseman. Now the Shockers back on the attack, and we've seen a few offsides called on New Haven today, but I think that might be the most obvious one we've seen today, as Elias Ellen just got a bit too excited and a bit too far past the defensive line for New Haven United. Ellen, the one who kicked the corner kick that resulted in the goal, netted by Kyle McFarland. The very first corner kick we saw today, and now center pass in front of the net. And a good job there by Ryan Henning to scoop it up, as Guy Mera did his best to slide into that one, just went a bit too far, sliding into the net. Ryan Henning dribbling it like a basketball, taking his time with it, and now will send it up the field to Elias Ellen, who had it for a moment, quickly stolen away by New Haven. And now they'll get to work on offense as Almeida centers it for Guy Mera, who had it for a moment, loses it, and now the Shockers with a full head of steam heading down the field as Alejandro Perez Jorda, haven't seen him on the offensive attack too much today, but brought it all the way down there, loses it. And now Preston Alessio. Mo Kane on the far side trying to outrace the defender. Slows the play down a bit. Stops. Hits it back to Alessio. The captain Malongo with it. Pass blocked by a Shocker defender. Is up for grabs. New Haven winds up with it after looks like just a bit of a miscommunication between Seth Scarano and his man, and now Almeida. Pass attempt blocked and knocked out of bounds. And that is going to be a corner kick for New Haven United FC. Just over 5 minutes into the second half. And New Haven already with a beautiful opportunity to tie this match up at one apiece. Here's the kick in front of the net. Heading effort. And the Shockers really the only one to get anywhere near that ball. Good defensive play there in the middle of the field. And now right back on the attack. A 3-on-2 in favor of New Haven. Shot attempt tipped by Young. Open man on the far side of the net. Stops, turns, and a beautiful block. Knocked out of bounds by Constantine Young. So a dive-in effort on the far side of the net. Really had to get up and get back to the near side quickly. Just two hands on that one. Knocks it out of bounds, but it's going to be a corner kick for the New York Shockers. And as we said before, the only goal today has come from the very first corner kick they had. Trying to recreate that success in their first corner kick of the second half. Here's the boot in front of the net. Didn't get enough air on that one. New Haven able to clear it. It was Ellen's definitely his worst corner kick of the day as Almeida working his way in. Almeida with an opportunity. Loses it for a moment. Regains possession. Finds his man Alessio. Led him a bit too far, but Alessio able to get Mills had it. Reverses field. Near side now for Alex Brown. Brown with a centering pass. Headed in front of the net. And it goes out of bounds. But Mills with a nice header there in front. Sorry, that was Almeida. And a beautiful pass from Alex Brown. Let it put that exactly where it needed to be. Just Almeida couldn't get enough of his noggin on that one. So just over 7 minutes into the second half of play, the sun slowly setting. We have a nice, really some beautiful Connecticut skies here at Reese Stadium. The lights are now on, closing, and on complete darkness. As they work their way in. Definitely the worst play we've seen tonight from the captain, Tyrone Malongo, as he loses it. Trying to pass it through three New York defenders. So the Shockers came in with some speed, but now slowing the play down. Leads Kyle McFarland on the near side. Hits it back to his man, Ellen. A very vocal offense for New York. As he'll just find his defender, number 5, Alejandro Perez Jorda, who hasn't been too involved in the offense today for New York. New Haven with a steal there on the far side, and now they will re-get possession. Booted down the field, he's looking for Almeida. A leaping effort there, but a nice play by Byron Drysdale, able to get in front of that one. And he's arguing with somebody, I'm not quite sure who. Boots it all the way down the field, looking for Yusuf Okine. Okine with a shot attempt there, wide left, into touch. And Young is going to have his first goal kick of the night. And it's really impressive how quickly New York is able to get back on the offensive attack, especially after a good possession there from New Haven. So now New Haven United back on the attack. They lose it, stolen by the Shockers, working their way in. had an open man. It was Okon. Just led him a bit too far, so Young able to get back to that one. A little lofter in the middle of the field, stolen by Preston Alessio. A nice leaping effort to get in front of that one. And Guy Merida. Looks like he's able to draw the call on that one. I believe the official reaching for his card. He is indeed Antonio Lynch with a yellow card, the second one we've seen tonight. And Merida still down in the middle of the field, reaching at his right ankle or knee, maybe his shin. Looks like he was trying to get up for a moment, trying to stretch it out. As the captain Malongo will help him to his feet. Guy Merida still visibly in discomfort, trying to hop on it a bit. My guess is he just took a bad kick to the shin. Doesn't look like he's wearing any shin pads. And if he is, they didn't do the job, but he's going to stay in the game, Guy Merida. And, taking a kick to those shins, it hurts like heck for about a minute and then just slowly fades away. So Merida thugging through that one. And now a free kick for New Haven. Trickling in as Preston shot in front, he scores! What a pass from Preston Alessio, and it was Mohammed Kane in front of the net to tie this game up at 1 apiece. New Haven United FC goal. And I cannot highlight enough how beautiful of an effort there that was from Preston Alessio and Mo Kane. They have been electric on offense tonight, creating so many opportunities for this team, and finally it pays off for New Haven. Their first goal on the night, and we are all evened up at 1 apiece. In the 57th minute of the game, New Haven, that's their first one on the night. So many opportunities for them tonight, and finally able to back that one into the net. I mentioned the impressive effort from Alessio, but I also just want to highlight the diving play from Mo Kane, able to slide in and get in front of that one. We've seen him try to do that a few times tonight. This time it pays off. And if you do your job right, eventually it'll pay off, and we saw it right there, folks. A 1-1 game, and suddenly we are all even up for the first time since the first 10 minutes of action. A corner kick here for New York, trying to get it right back, but a diving play there by Constantine Young. So right after the goal, New York goes immediately back on the attack. A corner kick there, but Young gets in front of it. The 6'6" goalkeeper out of Kassel, Germany. A current player for the Yale soccer squad. As another corner kick there. And a leg collision between a member of each squad. Now, a bit of conversation there as Young talks to one of the Shocker players. Whoever fell over, and question on both sidelines there. Someone on the Shocker sideline just trying to get his team to calm down a bit. As a throw in there winds up with Shocker possession, and now a call from the officials. And it is really starting to get vocal here on these sidelines. Not sure if you folks at home can hear it, but a lot of dialogue from both sides, especially this Shocker bench. It's going to be a free kick for New York, though. A call going in favor of the Shockers. So New York lines up. They will rush the net. Here is the kick in front of the net. And Young able to grasp that one with ease. A sliding punt down the field.
trying to find Mo Kane. Kane has it for a moment, sticks with it. Mo Kane works his way in. Here's the shot, and it goes right to Ryan Henning. So a little bit of excitement out of that New Haven squad. The free kick grabbed by Constantine Young. Boots it all the way down the field for an open Mo Kane. The one who scored the only goal for New Haven tonight. Had it for a moment, a shot from pretty far out, and just couldn't get enough air on that. Ryan Henning scoops it up, and New Haven right back on the attack. It's Preston Alessio working between two defenders. Fell on top of the ball, and the Shockers will get it right back, working their way down the field on the opposite side. Stop. And a nice defensive effort. Once again from Preston Alessio. And he is just all over the ball. Really impressive how he's able to stick with it on both sides of the field. I feel like I've been calling him near side, far side. No matter where the ball is, you can guarantee Preston Alessio will be there with it. So now Antonio Lynch finds his man Byron Drysdale. Drysdale with a through ball there, and it goes right to Constantine Young. Scoops it up, trying to get a quick throw, but he'll now slow down the play and take his time with it. As we are now in the 62nd minute of this match. Shockers and New Haven United tied at 1 apiece after a goal from Mo Kane to even it up here at the start of the second half. That one trickles out of bounds. It's going to be a Shocker throw-in as Drysdale trying to throw it in quick. Will now slow it down, take his time with it. Looking for something to do with it. Overhead pass and just barely able to boot it off his foot. That was Dylan Maxson. Definitely didn't get as much on that as he wanted to. New Haven had it for a moment. Shockers able to get it right back. But now back to work offensively, as that was Mills. Now Guy Mara with a stop and turn. Mara with a shot. Definitely didn't get as much on that one as he wanted to. Wonder if the field is a little slick right now, as we've seen that 2 times in the past 2 possessions for both teams. Both from number 10, as Maxson couldn't get a good foot on it. Number 10 for the Shockers, and number 10, Guy Mara, trying to get on shot on net. Just couldn't get enough oomph on it. And so now the Shockers will go back to work offensively, trying to control the midfield, and has a man on the outside. He is onside. Working his way in, but a good defensive play by Malongo. Wasn't able to keep it in bounds, though. So that is going to be a corner kick for the New York Shockers. And we've seen these corner kicks have been lethal all night. The best opportunities we've seen from both sides coming from the corner kick. And now it looks like a trying to see who that is, number 15. Headed into the air, and a nice play there by Mills. And it looks like Rude Apollon is the one checking in for New York. Apollon heading in for, I believe that is Yusuf Okan, heading out of the game, and he has been one of the more consistent defensemen for this New York team, and a nice lead outside, already getting Apollon active early. Centering pass in front of that, headed away. And now Almera poots it off the back of the defender, Maxson. Sticks with it as Almera finds his man Guy Mara in the middle of the field. Leads it up for Mills. Mills with a through ball there. He was looking for Mo Kane, just couldn't get it near Kane enough. Cleared by Ryan Henning, goes all the way back to New Haven. Lucas Almeida who winded up with it. He hits it back to his keeper Young, and now the defensive line for New Haven working with possession. Germano really the one to start this push here from New Haven, as Guy Mara had it for a moment, loses it. Henning boots it up sky high into the air. a rainbow ball. Not the only rainbow we've seen tonight. We've seen a few with the confusion in the weather, but luckily able to stay dry so far during the actual game. And a big difference from their first home match, which we saw a lot of rain and a lot of slop in that first one this past Wednesday. Vernon Haven United was able to get the 2-1 win over Hartford City. And it really has been a rainy April and May here in Connecticut. And really all over the nation as New York with a push here. Here's the shot from far out. It's blocked and saved by Constantine Young. Another shot blocked by the defender. Now here's Dylan Maxson. Maxson knocked out of bounds by a sliding Alex Brown. So 2 solid shot attempts from New York. One of them saved by Young and net, and the other one blocked by Alex Brown. That one rolls out of bounds off of Brown's feet. And now it looks like we are going to be getting a substitution for New Haven. Out is Guy Mera. In is Albert Porqueras Adame. So Guy Mera, been saying his name a good amount tonight. Been very active offensively, and Porqueras Adame checking in for him. Corner kick fielded cleanly by Constantine Young. He heaves it all the way down the field. New York able to get in front of that one. And Porqueras Adame, not even 20 seconds into his time of play, gets his feet on the ball. A call in the middle of the field. New Haven will get to rework and take their time with it as they reverse fields to the opposite side as Aguinaldo Germano. Up to Brown. Now up to Mo Kane. Back to Brown in the center of the field. Looking for a centering pass. He was trying to hit Mills there, and Mills couldn't get in front of that one. It'll go back. Hauschild winded up with it now, up to Mills. Mills stops with it. Hits it back to Porqueras Adame. Had it for a second, loses it, and now the Shockers with a good steal. And quickly goes right back to New Haven possession, as that was Alexi Armas. Near side for Alex Brown. Brown. Back to Germano. Germano working towards the center of the field for Armas. Far side for Tyrone Malongo. Working his way in is Preston Alessio. Loses it for a moment. New Haven's going to regain possession. Shot attempt from way far out. Blocked by a Shocker defender all the way up the field. Young with a heading attempt. Couldn't get a good hit on it. He's out of the net. A golden opportunity here for the Shockers and a great defensive play by New Haven. That was Germano really doing the heavy lifting, knocking down Brandon DaCosta. And now a red card on one of the Shockers. Was New York pleading their case. I didn't see what would even cause that. And I think they're going to call that on number 3, Antonio Lynch, the first red card we've seen today. The Shockers really pleading their case to the official. And I'm sorry, that is Apollon really pleading his case. And he came in as a substitution for Yusuf Okine. And his day is done quickly after a red card called. I know I said it was on Antonio Lynch, but it is actually on Rude Apollon, who is continuing to plead his case, just will not get off the field. And he is red hot. No doubt about that. He is angry about the call. We're going to have to go back and see what caused him to draw the red card on him. Now Tyrone Malongo just trying to get him off the field. And they're getting a bit verbal and a little light shoving. I think Malongo just wants to get the game going as the clock is still running. And Rude Apollon very quickly, his day is done. Was heading off the field, went back on the field, started to head off the field again, but is now staying on the field. And the New York coaching staff asking for some clarification here. Really curious what they did see on that play. They felt a red card was justified. Head coach Afram Nazaj for this New York Shocker squad, along with assistant coaches John DeSeco and Gustavo DaCosta, arguing for their player. And that's a big loss for the Shockers. They're currently playing with a man down, so New Haven with a big break there. He sends it up the field. Working on offense, quickly shoved down, and you can tell New York's playing angry now after that call. Intercepted in the middle of the field by Alex Brown. He reverses fields to the opposite side for Tyrone Malongo. Preston Alessio finds his man. That was Alexi Armas. Sends out the field to Armada. Oh, and he is angry, arguing that I believe it went off of the Shocker defender. He's saying it went off of the winger for New Haven. So Almeida, initially the call was going to be a corner kick, and now it looks like it's going to be a goal kick for Ryan Henning. So after a bit of anger from New York, right after one of their players was booted out of the game from a red card, but it is going to end up going New York's way as a heading effort in the middle of the field by New Haven, and they're able to get possession for a moment before a call is drawn. New York asking for a card to be called on Aguinaldo Germano. He was angry about that, but was able to silence his anger after a few words to the official. And this game is definitely starting to get chippy both ways. I really think more just frustration than actual aggression and rage. Centering pass for New Haven and close to the net. Stolen for a moment back New Haven's way, but now the Shockers booted up the field. Good aggressive play there by the defensive front. But the Shockers stick with it. Elias Ellen hits it back to his keeper, Ryan Henning. And you know, out of all the players that have been on this field tonight, all the great plays we've seen, I think Ryan Henning has been one of the most impressive we have seen, and been a staple for this New York squad all season long. Like I said, an 0-1-2 record. They've only scored one goal on the season coming into the night. So they have, Lucas Almeida. He falls down. No call there from the officials. I think just the frustration from both sidelines has been some inconsistency on what is a call and what isn't a call, what they're allowed to do and what they aren't allowed to do. And now there's a call on one of the New Haven midfielders.
Guys, we're locking him up. He hasn't done shit against us. We had one play down the line and we've been clamping him up.
Dylan Maxson trying to encourage his sideline with some words I cannot say on the stream. So now a free kick for New York in front of the net. Hit wide. Young keeps it in bounds. I would have just let that one roll out, but I think he saw it was actually off a New Haven player, so good job able to keep it in bounds. As Preston Alessio with it for a moment. Gets it to his captain Malanga. Now reverses field for Germano. Down the field is Lucas Almeida. Almeida working his way in. Almeida right foot pass off of a Shocker defender into touch behind the net. And that is going to be a corner kick for New Haven United. So New Haven United was set to have a corner kick a few minutes ago, but they ended up overturning the initial call on the field. I think just after some discussion with the other officials. Went from corner kick to goal kick in the favor of the Shockers, but now New Haven will get that corner kick they've been looking for as a substitution here. For New Haven, out is Alex Brown and in is Jans Alarcon, as well as Mo Kane heading out, and in is Konjurk Akul. So Akul number 20 and Jans Alarcon number 5 heading in. Corner kick. Centering pass in front of the net. Heading effort. I think he got a bit too much curve on that one. He hit it for Alexi Armas. Armas, the one who winded up with that one, trying to send it up the field, knocked out of bounds by the Shockers defense. Immediately thrown right back into Almeida. And now Armas in the middle of the field for Agul. Agul with a rainbow ball in front of the net. Goes right to Ryan Henning. A good effort there by New Haven, trying to get in front of that ball, but Henning just planting his feet, leaping up, making the catch. New Haven right back with possession, though, as Agul brings it down the field. Trips for a moment, keeps possession, finds his man in the middle of the field. He found Porqueras Adame. Agul back with it. Alarcon had it. They reverse field to the opposite side for Preston Alessio. Ball in front of the net, heading attempt, and it goes out of bounds. What a beautiful effort there by number 3, Albert Porqueras Adame. And he really Superman dove out for that one. Just, he got ahead on it a bit too wide right. And you can hear the fans stomping their feet in the stands, trying to make some noise for their New Haven club. We are in the 78th minute of this game. Even at one apiece. As Armas with it. Alexi Armas, some good footwork there. Leading pass up for Almeida. But just a bit too much on it. Goes back to the Shockers. Good effort there in the middle of the field. Heading effort, and he falls down. And now a call on one of the New Haven players. I think they're going to get Akul for that one. As Dylan Maxson leaped in the air for it. They're going to say he was dragged down by Akul. And so the Shockers back on the offensive attack. Down the field for Maxson. And just let a bit too far. He is frustrated. Maxson been very vocal this second half. Using some vulgar language at a few points that were hoping. New Haven with possession. The defensive front working their way down the field as Germano has a bit of a lane. He's going to take what York is giving them. Has his man on the outside, Alarcon. Reverses field all the way to the other side. To number 23, Preston Alessio. Shot for the heading attempt. Off the head, dive for a moment, now an opportunity. It's still in front of the net and finally cleared by the Shockers. neutral play. Hostile just got a bit too aggressive. And number 9, Brandon DaCosta down for the Shockers. And also, one of their defenders down back near the net. It looks like Ryan Henning sitting there working with him. Might just be a cramp. We have 2 Shocker players down at the moment, both reaching at their legs. One of them being stretched out in the middle of the field and the other one laying down just by the goal. And now the trainer is going to come out to check on him. I can't quite see who that is. So we are going to halt here for a moment. We're still even at 1 apiece. After Mo King tied the game up on a beautiful pass from Preston Alessio. As the lights from the indoor track light up. Reese Stadium in the heart of the athletic area for the Yale Bulldogs. And a lovely campus, a lovely athletic village, you could say. Right next to the Yale Bowl. Tennis courts to our left. And it really just is a lovely area. One of my favorite places in the state of Connecticut. So it might be a substitution for New Haven. Sorry for as we finally get set for play once again. Kick all the way down the field. It's the winger, Kyle McFarland, who had it, lost it, knocked out of bounds by the New Haven defender, so it's going to be a throw-in. McFarland, the other goal scorer tonight, the only one for New York so far. Got two teams that start with U. Bit of a tongue twister for me as McFarland trying to get that one in towards the net, just put a little too much on it, knocked out of bounds, and Young, Young just completely knocked down Kyle McFarland as he kept playing with the ball where Young was trying to pick it up. So maybe a bit justified from the keeper, Constantine Young. And no argument from Kyle McFarland. One of the more humorous moments of the game so far. As Malongo now near side for Alexi Armas. Armas working his way down the field. Getting close to the final 10. Before we head to added time. As Alexander Hawshaw works with it up to Malongo. Malongo back to Hawshaw. Center of the field and now over near side for Armas. We did have a substitution in for the injured Shocker is Cannon Thibault. Through ball in the middle of the field, looking to hit his man back. A nice give and go effort. Shockers getting clear for a moment, goes right back to Armas. Alexi Armas finds Agul. Armas, through ball up the middle for the captain. Malongo fighting for it. Getting roughed up in between 2 Shocker defenders, and Ryan Henning is the one that winds up with it. But a great effort from Tyrone Malongo. Nice overhand throw from Henning. Good pressure from Agul. Sticks with it. And now back for Alarcon. In the middle, deep shot from way out. Hits off the glass behind the net. That was Albert Porqueras Adame. His second real shot on the night, but that one just sails way over and behind the net. And so a goal kick for Ryan Henning. Now New York making a substitution. In comes Marcelo Michael. So make some more substitutions as we near the final 10 minutes before added time in the 85th minute currently. Sorry, final 5 minutes before added time. We're really getting close to the end of this game. Still even up at 1 apiece as Armas with it. Has Germano. Hochschild up the field. Lost for a moment. New Haven able to get possession right back. Agul. Alessio working his way in. Centering pass stolen by a Shocker defender. And a great play there by New York. Able to clear it. And I mentioned in the first half, after the initial goal by New York, they really were able to sustain consistent offensive pressure on New Haven, and we kind of see those tides turn and those roles reverse. And I say that as New York making an aggressive push here on offense. Centering pass headed by the new substitute Michel. And he hits it out of bounds off his head, so Young now nearing stoppage time. New Haven trying to put together an impressive offensive possession, get their second goal of the half, and take the lead as we get closer to the finale of this well-fought matchup between the New York Shockers and the New Haven United Football Club. Germano. Armas lost it. He had possession for a moment, wasn't able to keep it, and it goes out of bounds. And it is still very, very vocal on these two sidelines. Both teams are starting to get aggressive with each other. As the throw-in from the Shockers down the field, played by Armas. Back to Adame. Hochschild hit it up to the captain Malongo. Back to Hochschild now on the far side of the field is Preston Alessio. Beautiful pass to Alessio. Just put a little too much on that one. That was poor Karis Adame. And I think he's just having a tough time feeling for how hard to boot the ball a few times this half since he's been substituted in. Has just put a bit too much on these touches. Now in the 88th minute, Ryan Henning will take his time, taking a breath. Both teams looking to make their final pushes as we get closer and closer to added time. And another substitution for New York. Number 19, Darrow Franco Hernandez checks into the game for the Shockers. Could be the last substitution we see today. In the 88th minute, booted down the field by Henning. But a bit too far by the Shocker offenseman. Kind of just toying with it back and forth. No one can get some possession. And now finally the Shockers wind up with it. Too much on that pass. Armas finds his man on the outside. Leading it up the field for New Haven. And now New York asking for a call there. They were looking for that one. And the captain, Tyrone. And they're going to dish out a yellow card. So yellow card on Tyrone Malongo. It's the third yellow card we've seen tonight. Fourth total, as we saw a Shocker get booted out of the game about 15 minutes ago from a red card. As Malongo is the one to head that one. Get it back to the Haven possession. Back to Malongo. Now in the 90th minute of time to play. Germano hits his man Hochschild. And New Haven's going to get a throw-in after it was booted out by a Shocker defender. Booted all the way up the field. A heading attempt near the net, and it's going to roll out of bounds. It's going to be a Shocker throw-in. A good effort by number 5, Jans Alarcon, trying to keep that one in bounds with the Shockers. With a throw in here, trying to make a push with 15 seconds before added time. Throw-in attempt there. Booted all the way down the field. Back to Tyrone Malongo. Malongo now with some room to work. Malongo easing his way in. Finds Alessio. Alessio stops, turns. Alessio trying to stick with the ball, but some good defense there by the Shockers. And Alessio with an aggressive hit on one of the Shockers. And now Alessio will be awarded a yellow card. 5th total card of the night. Oh! So yeah, Preston Alessio, a yellow card in the first half. It's going to be his 2nd of the game, and he is done for the night, and that is a big blow for this New Haven United squad. Dished the assist on the only goal of the night, and so he will be forced to head out of the game, and does it much more gracefully than the last red card we saw tonight. Peace, and will jog his way off the field. So now we are 10 on 10 in added time. Both teams the man down. As the Shockers slowly working their way in. Feeds his man through the middle. Young scoops that one up. Great play there by Constantine Young, able to just come in, grab that ball, leave it for his defenders, and now they will go to work on offense. Trying to lead it up the field for number 22, Mills. Just couldn't get in front of that ball. Now the officials are going to blow the whistle, call the play dead. It's going to be a Shocker free kick. Not a lot of just consistent play in these last few minutes. As here's an opportunity for New York, and a great defensive play by Hawshot. Alexander Hawshot really just been a consistent defender for this New Haven squad tonight. You saw it there, using his body to stay in front of the Shocker offenseman. And now Armas leads his man down the field on the far side. Working his way in left-handed boot through the middle. Doesn't have anyone there. New Haven regains possession for a moment. They stick with it. And now it's Armas. Boots it down the field in the middle for Malongo. Shot here, and it goes just wide right. I think the play was blown dead just before that. And a lot of frustration now. I think another red card deal. Another red card called. I think this one on the captain, Tyrone Malongo. He had a yellow card from a few minutes ago. Another yellow would mean he is dished out of the game. Pleading his case, the New Haven coaching squad unhappy with him. I'm sorry, that is not on Malongo. I believe it is on Albert Percaris Adame, but let me get some clarification. Malongo's still in the game, so it's just an outright red card. Yeah, it looks like that is going to be on Albert Percaris Adame. And so now New Haven United loses another player, the 3rd player who's been called out of this game tonight. 2nd for New Haven, 3rd overall. New York with a bit of momentum as they work to take the lead here in added time. Far side with it for the Shockers. Slows the play down. In the middle of the field is Maxson. Maxson with a left-footed lead up the middle, and Young will grab that one there. Great play by Constantine Young coming in the second half, and he has just been lights out for New Haven United. I'm curious to see how much time we do have left until the officials blow the whistle on regulation. Agul for Alarcon. Steal here for the Shockers. This might be their best opportunity here in these final few minutes. Armas, an aggressive defensive play, knocks the offenseman down, but I think that might have been necessary to keep that one from being a centering pass in front of the net. A yellow card dished out to Alarcon. And yet again, another yellow card. The refs kind of letting them play in the first half and really buckling down in these waning moments of the second. And this opportunity was just handed to them on a silver platter. Here's the kick. In front of the net, headed away by the New Haven defense. It goes back to number 11 for the Shockers. And I think they're going to be called offsides. So New Haven back in the attack, down the field. It's Almeida. And now Almeida called offsides. Back-to-back offsides called. Both teams just trying to get back with some offensive pressure right after the calls were made. Shockers with it. Through ball up the middle. A nice feed there. Stops, looks, has his man on the outside. Heading in, stop and go. Looking for a golden shot, blocked by the New Haven defensive front. Now heading in with another shot and is blocked by Malongo. That ball went out of bounds off the captain, Tyrone Malongo. It's going to be a throw-in for the New York Shockers. New Haven 2-1, Shockers 0-1-2, trying to get their first win on the year. And they need a goal right here to do it, as one of their players down on the play, and the referee blows the final 3 whistles. An incredibly hard-fought matchup between the New York Shockers and New Haven United FC. And really just a well-fought matchup for both teams. Shockers scored in the first 15 minutes of the game. New Haven able to tie it up quickly at the start of the second half. And the result of this game, 1-1. The first tie of the year for New Haven United FC. The third tie of the year for the New York Shockers, still seeking their first win after winning the North Atlantic Conference last season. And if you're New Haven, very first season as a club, starting 2-1-1 in the first 4 games, not too shabby, especially against a well-polished team, the second longest tenured team, the New York Shockers, in the North Atlantic Conference. But that's going to do it for here, folks, today. Thank you for joining us tonight. Exhilarating 1-1 final between New Haven and New York. Thanks for joining me. I'm Calvin DeLude, and we will see you next time for New Haven United FC. Stay safe, folks.